figuring out how to stream again because apparently I forget every single week. Yes, there we go. Turn music down a little bit. Hey, what's up? How's it going, everybody? How was your morning? Oh, hey Jay, you will find this funny. So remember how I have loopback set up, that's how I do my audio. And I was like, oh, I'll delete this. This was the reason for Spotify, like, not working on my computer the way I thought it would. Turns out, the one that I deleted is the one that I use for music to put it into my OBS. So this morning I had to reset that up, and I was like, ugh. Of course. Of course, that's what happened. And I have... Oh, you can't see it because this is green. This is a pear, by the way, for everybody. And of course, and I'm actually drinking coffee this morning because typically I don't. Typically my mug is filled with water, but this morning I have actual coffee because I was tired. So, and I hope everything sounds okay because I'm kind of not monitoring my audio because my iPad is also dead. So, it's a great morning. You can turn off the loopback effect. Wait, is there an issue with the music right now? Or the music and my audio? Oh, you mean turn it off as in, yeah, turn off the output. Yes, I get what you mean. Yes, I will do that because I'll remember what the issue was, now that I know, but yeah, I'll do that next time. But I, like, totally, like, didn't realize that the one that I deleted, because I was like, oh, I don't need this one. I deleted it and didn't realize, like, that was legitimately the one that I use on my, on my stream. Oh, well. But that's how this morning has gone. I was running a little bit late. I hope it looks like it says the stream is healthy, so that is good. And so far, for the whole several minutes, we have no dropped frames, which is awesome. And I wonder if anyone can tell, this on my microphone is a new pop filter. So sometimes, like, when you talk directly into the microphone like this, you'll get a pop when I say the word pop. Unless you kind of position it slightly different like this. But if you did not get a pop when I said the word pop, that means that this pop filter is working. And I feel like Tom Buck when I just said that, but okay. What are we doing today? So today we are going to be working on my expense tracker application that I've been working on. It, basically, it tracks your expenses for small businesses, and we built the backend using Vapor. So that is a server-side Swift framework, and instead of making the backend in something like Node.js, we decided to make it completely custom using Swift. So for that, we are going to... Let me run it really quick first. And I have to open everything again. But we are going to be working on sending data from the iOS side to the backend to the Vapor side and saving data into the database. Okay, so... on iPhone 14. Okay, I'm running everything on my computer first to see if it all looks the right way. Yes. Okay. And getting everything all situated because I haven't done this in a minute and I like forget what I'm doing. Can you still hear the music in the background? You should be able to. I think that's approximately where I have it. But thank you for everybody who's dropping by. I saw Pajama Pants. Who is that? Is that Kevin? I can't remember. And then audio sounds good to me. Awesome. And who else is here? Code with... Oh, I don't want to pronounce your name incorrectly. Yeah, it's you. Kevin, that's so funny. I always forget which one is you. You should just change your avatar and name on this like channel also to your name as well. But then I do that on my own personal accounts, then I have to like trouble telling which account is which. So like I have like my personal email and then like my YouTube channel, and both of them have the same profile picture and same name. And I'm just like, let's just click on one and hope that I clicked on the right one. Code with, who else is that? I don't want to pronounce your name incorrectly. It's Hrvoje. I don't know how that would be pronounced. Is you don't pronounce the H or you don't pronounce the R? Let me know if you're still around, but hello, welcome. You could put a picture. Yeah, if you just put the picture, then I would remember who it is. Okay, let me switch over to my monitor and... Okay, all the music should still be going because I had to re-add the music back to, like, everything because I forgot what I was doing. Okay, gotta get Docker all started up. And I am using, actually you can't even see it, which is okay. I downloaded a new app for my computer called Bartender, which handles the whole menu bar stuff. So like when I click on this and you see the little menu bar on the top right, that is Bartender. Which it has been super nice and I've really liked it. Let's try. You want to see me poorly pronounce your name? I don't want to pronounce it wrong. Here, I'm gonna cheat. I will... How to pronounce... It's H-R-O... No, H-R-V-O-J-E. Here we go. Hrvoje. Is that right? That's what the internet told me. It is Croatian. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not know that. But is that close? Is the internet correct? Is it Hrvoje? And I will... It's okay. Okay. If there's a better way, let me know so I can pronounce your name properly. Awesome. And I'm gonna drop the link. This is my Buy Me a Coffee link, so if anyone is interested in buying me a coffee, then when you do that, it will show up that way on stream if you buy me a coffee while I'm on stream, which is super fun. But no pressure on anyone to do that, but it's there if you would like. But if we get started looking at the expense tracker app, has anyone seen this? So if you make a brand new project, oh, and Jay, yeah, make sure to hit the like button also. Yes, I always forget this is like a YouTube video, and I'm like, oh yeah, you can like the video below. That's nice, I appreciate it if you do, but I always forget to say stuff like that. I'll be a better YouTuber one day. Okay. So, if you create a brand new project in Xcode 14.2, if anyone has seen, even like a brand new project and existing projects, it says info plist contain no UI scene configuration dictionary, which is interesting that it shipped with this. The issue for that is if you go, let me really quick switch this. Does anyone see it? Okay. If you go to the info plist, if you go to your, what is this called? Xcode project settings, then info. It's because in here, for some reason, they like didn't add the UI scene configuration stuff. So I think, is it supported orientations you can click on? But it's one of these, you just click the plus. Is it gonna work? Plus. Or do I have to click on the specific one? what is it? It is... Last time it popped up for me, I didn't have to type it in. It's like scene configuration, I think. Okay, scene configuration is not coming up, but I was about to say, you just click the plus and you add this one thing and it like fixes this issue. I think I have this, let me look at my bookmarks in Mastodon, which that is linked way up there. Is that my Twitch is showing? It'll show up next. The link. Where are bookmarks? Oh, they're there. I haven't even actually looked at bookmarks in Mastodon. Or did I save these in my bookmarks in Twitter? That could totally be happening as well. Oh, I saw you posted in our Discord, Jay. Thank you for being my bot. So there's a Discord of other iOS dev, like streamers and everything. And they all have bots set up because they all stream on Twitch. And then I'm over here streaming on YouTube because I have not set up my Twitch yet. And of course, I was about to show you all how to fix this error, and then I can't remember how to fix the error. Configuration. Oh, here it is. Okay. I'm literally watching the tutorial right now. Application scene manifest. That's where we should have made the drop down. Okay, get rid of that one. Is it not here? Hang on, switching it back up to me for a second. I set up one bot that just tracks people who are live on Twitch, but you don't know how to do it for YouTube. Yes, that is an issue. Oh, wait. Hold up. I think the reason for this said custom macOS proper. So if anyone was looking when I was on here, this says custom macOS properties. That's why I was not finding the one that I thought I was finding. And the reason I'm not showing it immediately is because I don't want to reveal what my application name is going to be, because I had asked earlier. It's just called expense tracker, but I did add like actual name. Get reset. Where? So an info.plist just got added randomly to the project. Okay. Okay, I was gonna show you all how to fix it. Instead, I'm not going to because I can't figure out how to fix it. Copy link. I will copy this link and drop it into the chat here. This is a link to Stuart Lynch. He has an iOS dev channel as well. He makes amazing YouTube videos that are super in-depth and explain everything really well. That is a video to his channel where he explains how to fix this error, because I was going to fix it, but I can't find it right now. So I'll fix it next time. You set up a bot that just tracks people who are live on Twitch. Any type of developer is welcome to join. Oh yeah, it's not just iOS dev. Okay, yeah. Yeah, feel free to join that Discord. I'm not terribly active on it, and I don't post that much. Maybe one day I'll have my own Discord, but it's a lot of work that I don't have time to do right now. But what we're doing today, we were planning on sending data from the iOS app to the backend. So if we go back here, okay, because I created, where did this info plist come from? Let me just delete it right now. Okay, I deleted it. We're good. So let's... Okay, we had written some tests. Did these tests work? I think they didn't. That's where we left off. We were writing a test, but then also, if we look at this is a board called... It's an application called Linear. So it's called linear.app. This is what I use to track all of my... what are these called? Tasks and everything. So what we were going to do was return the proper response for several things, because that was something I found out that I was doing kind of incorrectly the last stream. And we still had to do create and read for the expenses. So do I want to do that, or do I want to fix the test first? Let's see. You really love your videos. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Sirhat? I appreciate it. Thank you. I have a link to a Buy Me a Coffee if you would like to do that. But no pressure. But if you do that while I am on stream, then I'll like see it and it like pops up and everything over on my over there. Yeah, sure. Let me know how to pronounce your name properly, because I'm very bad at pronouncing names. So let me know, and I will pronounce it correctly for you. Okay, do we want to... What was the last thing I was doing? If we look at the log, git log, one line, we were sending data to mock networking, creating a test for create category. Did we actually finish the create category then? I should know this. This is my own project. But I also need to run up Swift run and start the backend, because we're still building the backend locally right now. I have to run the backend on my own computer, and then it saves data also in Docker, which we also need to spin up because this is probably gonna fail. Okay, so the backend is then running in Docker out of my terminal, just because that's usually how I run it, because it's easy right there. And then let's see right here, the actual backend should be getting up and running. Hey Yash, how's it going? Hello, hello. Okay, there we go. Backend is running. So if I go to settings, we did get categories and get accounts, and there we go. We can see everything. Perfect. You can see all my testing that I've done. Eventually, that's the next one things I need to build into here is like deleting. But we'll get there. Okay, did I ever do what this, okay, this said create category. Okay, yes, create category is done, but I did not unit test it yet, because this unit test doesn't actually do anything. Why was I unit test? I was like, why was I unit testing this? Because fetch accounts, okay, those both do something. So if I stop the project real quick, but then run the unit test just for this class, should get everything except one. Yeah, so we see the whole, so the X at the top level is that some test failed. This one is that one test at least in this class failed, and this is the one that failed. Yes, because we didn't assert anything, which makes sense. Okay. Let's do... And the reason was when we go to create category... Oh, wait. Oh, I can't see your name. Oh, I see it. Thank you for subscribing. Is it Dulce? I think I'm gonna pronounce your last name incorrectly, but I think the first one was correct. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. I need to change the font color, because when I have my computer up and it's a dark background, like I could barely see that font color. That's the next thing I'll be doing with my stream is making better stream alerts and like sounds and everything. That's the goal for the new year, is to have better stream alerts. Okay, so the reason... So yeah, this whole class is almost completely tested. Look at this, it's beautiful. So if we go to coverage, so this is the test coverage. So the whole application only has like 15%. But the one we are testing right now is the Settings Network Manager. Almost there, it's at 76%. Everything is tested except for create account. Which we'll do. Oh, and create category, technically it says it's tested because there is a test written for that function, but it's not actually testing anything. So that's the thing about test coverage versus writing unit tests themselves is, like, I wrote this unit test for create category for the settings network manager here, but it doesn't actually do anything, but the test coverage counts it as tested, but we're not actually testing anything. So like when you think about code coverage and writing unit tests, write quality unit tests. So let's do that. Let's write a good quality unit test. So we have settings network manager, and it doesn't do anything because it's calling this function right now. So let's do... Hey Hendrik, how's it going? Good afternoon. It is going good. We are writing a unit test, which is super fun because we can assert that our code actually does something. So I was writing a unit test for create category. Let's close the iPad. We don't need it. And this will call create category, which is this function, and then it sends data to this, what do you call it? HTTP client. So what we want to do, that was part of what we were kind of doing, was HTTP client.send data. Is it this one? Yeah. So I was kind of doing this incorrectly when I started this. It was, when this does something, we are not actually doing anything with the response back other than making sure it was the right response. So what do I want to do? What would a mock networking say? It would say there is an assert statement called xct assert no throw right here. I don't know if this will fit in here. Does that work? Okay, it's async in a closure that does not support async. Ooh, do we have one that does support? Ooh, I don't think we do. Let's look that up. Is there a xct assert no throw? Oops, async. So yeah, there is an xct assert no throw. So like if we just had a normal function that was not async, we would be able to test that that function did not throw anything, which would basically mean that it was successful. But it looks like you can't put an async await function in that. But let's see what this says. Try wrapping it in a task. Yes. Probably that would work. But I don't know. I'm not sure if it would like properly wait for everything to actually happen. But then again, we're still not then testing using this mock class to make sure that like we're getting back the right thing. I think to properly test it, I think we would have to use start using launch arguments, because like how would we be able to test that this was a good response or a bad response when right now we're not actually telling it if it's a good or bad response. Create category. Yeah, because this is all we're doing with it right now. Because like for test successful fetch accounts, when we do fetch accounts, that ends up calling this, and how we figure it out is we use the URL. So when we do fetch accounts, that brings us to this, which sets a URL and calls fetch. And when we call the mock one, it just grabs JSON data and returns the right thing. Here's an async await. Async to have a temporary run, async, and block. Oh, interesting. Wait for expectations or XCT waiter. Ooh, XCT waiter. That sounds cool. What is that? XCT waiter. Huh. Interesting. I don't know how to use that though. You could also try async await, do method, do catch. Yes, that's also what that's probably what I might end up doing, Yash, but yeah, that's definitely the other way to do it, is just put it in a do catch block. You need async context. Yes. It's just syntactic sugar for a completion block. That's how Objective-C works. Yeah. I'll just do that for right now. I mean, yeah, technically, so like Swift is technically just syntactic sugar, is what people call it for like Objective-C, which just syntactic sugar just means that the syntax of the language is just easier to write, is all that means. But like people say it in like negative ways sometimes too. So if we do catch, we can do this. Okay, XCT assert. Which one do we want to assert? We want to assert, not fail, assert false. Let's say this should not fail. Because if we do XCT assert false, that would mean that the test would continue even if this one failed, versus I think it's if we use XCT fail, that would make it so that all the tests would like immediately stop, which is not what we want. We just want it to fail so we know that this one failed specifically. Any language is just syntactic sugar for binary. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Yes, that is technically accurate. I would say more so machine code, but yeah, basically, same thing. I'm checking my phone real quick because I woke up so late before I started streaming I didn't have a chance to like check all my notifications. Okay, so we could do this one. Let's go ahead and run it. I think this will technically, it'll be successful, but the issue is we're not really testing anything with it. It's just calling send data, which is a post request, and then it ends up calling this function. So it's how do we decide what this function does? So how the real one works is we make the request, we have the proper HTTP method, and we send it off, and then we just make sure that we don't have a 401. But it's not checking that anything else happened. XCT fail and assert. Yeah, General, yeah, I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure that's the difference. Let me, I don't want to quote it incorrect. XCT fail versus XCT assert. Oh, assert definitely just means that you're trying to assert something is true or false. Or technically, you want to assert that it's true. So if you look at just XCT assert, assert that an expression is true. You also have XCT assert true, which is pretty much the same thing, but it's very explicit, like this is for sure supposed to be true. But there's XCT assert false, which is that we want to assert to make sure that whatever this expression is false. But then XCT assert fail, or XCT fail, yeah, generates a failure immediately and unconditionally, which this would immediately fail the unit test, but I believe it stops execution as well. XCT fail. Oh, somebody's test is not stopping after it fails. Okay, so something else, continue. Oh, hey, I know who this is. That's funny. One day I'll answer Stack Overflow questions because it's kind of fun. But people answer questions so quickly, I like don't get a chance to answer Stack Overflow questions. But failing, I believe that's what happens. I'm almost certain that that's what happens, but yeah, there's a lot of actual like assert things within XC test case, which is cool. We were doing here. What do we want to do with this? So we are checking the real networking class that does the actual unit test, or not unit test, that does the actual network calls. We are checking that this gets us a response back and that we just get a 401. Otherwise, everything else still continues. Do we have, where do I find this HTTP error? Oh, that would make sense here. So let's check another one. Else if HTTP URL response is equal to 500. Bad response. Actually, what is that? That's an internal error. Oops, ERR-OR. And I spelled internal wrong. INTER, internal. Or am I just looking at that wrong? That's spelled right, right? Internal. Yeah. There we go. You're pretty sure XCT fail is only affects the test it's inside and not other tests. I'm not 100% sure, but there is a difference. Because yeah, I believe I thought it did fail out everything, which is not what you want. I could be wrong, but I know there is a difference. At one point, one of them does do that. It just bails all the tests, which is not what you want, versus just saying something is true or false, like one of these ones, and then that would just fail this unit test rather than failing everything else. Okay, so we were testing for 401 and 500, but if it's anything else, technically it assumes that it's passing. We don't get anything back. Yeah, we do. We get an object back from this. Let me real quick check to this. I have to change my screen because I have a lot of things up on my computer right now. Oh no, you'll see what I'm working on. No, you won't. Let's do a post to create expense. What kind of heart emoji is that? That's beautiful. Is that holding up a heart to me? I love it. Thank you. Okay. So, no, I don't want to do a post expense. I want to do, hang on. Post categories. Yeah. Can you replace application JSON with UI type.json? Oh, I am not sure about that. Because I'm not sure. Maybe? That's what I would look up. Okay. We're creating a new category. Let's do... Okay, so let's go back to here. So if we do a post, we're creating a new category right here, which actually I could totally, and I might do that. No, I need to see it here. Yeah, that's why. So if we do a post to create a new category, we hit send. Yeah, we get back a 200 and then we get back the category itself. So we do get back the object. And that's how we can check that this is correct. So we should get back a 201 technically, and that was something I was going to fix. So let me just close this and let's code that into here. But then technically we're still not like full on testing it otherwise, unless we test that we get back the object, which we could do. Let's do that. Where are we? Networking. So we want to make sure we get back an object. So this is actually data. And we want to say, is data optional? I don't think it is. Yeah. So let decoder equals JSON decoder. Is object? We already have object. We want to decode. Oh, we need to add another type. So this is generic, and we have T. We want to also then, oh my goodness. I was like, what is going on? My cursor had hit the code coverage and it like highlighted the whole thing red. Let's just turn off code coverage right now. So we want to get back another thing. But this is going to be another object that is also, what is that? Also codable. So this is generic. So this gives back an object, and then we want to return returned object. And we will actually put all of this below all these responses. Okay, actually, else if... Let's put an if statement, so then otherwise everything else will throw. So if dot status code equals to a 1, and this will be else. Okay, so actually we will put all of this in here. So this will be the success case. And then everything else, it will throw just those errors. Why do you need another generic? Can't you decode it to type T? I think what was the reason I did this? Because technically this type could be different from this type, but actually it's probably not, so we could probably keep the same now that you say that. Because this will be the same type now. Yeah. I think though, if it could be a different type, and if it was a different type, that's when we would have to use another generic. But in this case, yeah, you're probably right. We don't need another one. Okay, so we did that. For one, we need to make the iOS app handle this properly. So if we build this, does this build? We have a build failed. Yes, it does not conform because we changed the function signature to this. So we need to go in, change the client, which just added a throws T at the end. Oh, we don't need the word. And then we also need to go in and change our okay, so this now has to return. That one we can fix in a minute. But then when we call create category, yeah, we get an object back. So we want to do something with this object. But we use this object with either a post or a patch. And if it's a patch, do we get an object back if it's a patch? I think we do. Do we code it that way? I think we did. I don't remember. Okay, we need to open. Excuse me. We need to open another tab. So let's open package.swift. And that gives us the, what is this called? The backend project. And we can look at, is this the one we did the right thing? Yeah. So this is us returning the object. This is the other thing I was gonna fix. But if we do an update, we return the expense. What is the code we get back? Let's check it. If we go back to Postman. Oh, let me just do this real quick. Because I have, like, not secret, but stuff on here that technically you all shouldn't see. So if we go to expense, if we do a patch categories, post categories, oh shoot, okay, get categories, send. Okay, so here we are doing a patch to categories. I'm wondering what the error code is that we get back. So we get back the object. So we are going to change, what is it called? I call it name. Yeah. We're going to change this first one. Oh, this one is even archived. Let's actually do this one. So we're going to change the name of this from subcontractors to something else. We'll just call it subcontract. So here, if we went to settings, this one, subcontractors would change to subcontract. And if we look at this code, the update for categories, we do an update and we allow it to change the name. Okay. So if we hit send, okay, so we get back a 200 and this now says subcontract. So if we went back and then went back to here, down here it says subcontract. Okay, so we get back at 200. Okay, so that actually means... Oh no! That actually means that the way we coded this, it will only get back to a 1 if it was created. Otherwise, it would have been 200 that it was updated, but I think that's not the actual response code. We need to look up HTTP response codes. It'll be some kind of 200. 200 is okay, 201 is created. I don't know if it should be created. Yeah, this is typical response after a post or put. Or some put requests. What's the, let's see. Code after a put request. A put request usually responds with status 200 when successful. Okay. So that would mean that the way we coded it would be fine, but the way that we are using it here is not. This would only be accurate if it was a, what was this? The HTTP method. Is this a string? Yeah, HTTP method is equal to HTTP headers dot content. Oh, not content type. That's not what I was looking at. No, this should just be. I have. Where was this? Here, HTTP methods. Yeah, dot. This one is dot post dot raw value. So this would only work when it is a put, not a post. And then we would need another one for the same scenario, except instead of 201, it would be 200 in case this was a patch. I don't know if I'm making this more difficult than it seems. I'm not terribly familiar with backend programming. In like proper response codes, if you can't tell, but we're just doing it. Okay, so literally so this would mean if it is a post or a put. So this would mean it's successful and we would return. This would mean it's successful and we return. Otherwise, we throw errors. Yeah. Whether or not that's completely correct, I don't really know, and I need to plug my computer in, but that's the way we'll do it for right now. And then that would mean here, do create category. Where do we call create category? We call it right here. And then do we want to check that we got it? Okay, had to plug my computer in because it was dying. So here, basically, this returns us the object. So inside of here, we can do something with this new object, or we could return it. We could return it, then we get it here. And technically, yeah, what we could do is just append it to this list rather than going to fetch it again. Let's just do it. Let's just do let. And this. Oh, does that work? We now have a line length violation because this is a very long line. We'll just do that. I don't like it, but oh, interesting. That's a Swift redundant discardable let. Interesting. So instead of even doing a let, it just says do that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's kind of... Oh my gosh, why did that do that? So that's kind of like discarding the fact that we returned something, but the fact we returned something is how we're knowing whether or not it succeeded. So when we go to test this, we have to return the object. So technically a good return would look like just like this. So this is technically testing something. So if this was like underscore equals, let's do created. And then XCT assert not nil. So we could do this, and this will pass. Created constant. For to have type, which may expected. Ooh, let's just do. Does that give us anything? Oh, interesting. Constant inferred to have type not known. Explicit annotation with silence this warning. Yeah, this would then be a category object. Category is ambiguous. That's interesting. What does that mean? Let's look it up. So if we get rid of this. Oh, okay, hang on. The reason is because settings network manager create category is this function. This function doesn't do anything with the return. So it would just be like this. Like pretty much as long as this doesn't throw, it succeeds. Which it's doing right now. This makes sure that it will always succeed is the thing. So technically we can't test anything other than the success case of this, which is kind of not the point of test. You want them to also fail. We'll leave it right now, but that's sort of what's going on. So if everybody has been enjoying the stream, it's been kind of like slow as in like, I feel like I haven't done much, but here is my Buy Me a Coffee link. It's also pinned above. If you would like to buy me a coffee while I'm on stream, that's super nice, and you'll see it show up on over there on my stream alerts, which is super nice. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to do that though if you don't want to, but be sure to do that if you want. But you can like the video below because I forget this is a YouTube video, so you can like that and let me know that this is a fun video to watch, which I hope it is. Double checking all the health stats, make sure everything's like cool. And this is the last stream of this year. And I am not sure about next year. I will be streaming, but I'm not sure the frequency just yet. Okay, so we did that. Let's look at, do I do anything here? Oh, didn't push that one. So we have changed a lot of things. What have we changed? We've changed how that works, how that one works. Oh, I did. Okay, I did spell internal wrong. I thought I spelled that wrong. I-N-T-E, internal. There we go. I was like, I know I was spelling something wrong here. There we go. Can't spell. And then if we look at this again, we did all of that handling. We did this one. Okay, so let's commit this as git commit. Let's do or let's call it networking send data handle 200 201 401 and 500 response codes. It's good enough right now. Okay, so that was writing that test, which we kind of sort of did. It's still not the best test in the world, but we could call it good for right now. Where is my to-do list that we had? So I do want to return these proper response codes. Maybe I'll save that for next time. Yeah, because we need to return 201s for a lot of things, which a lot of this is copy-paste. Turn proper response codes for updating. What is the proper one, though? Okay, this tells me where. Look at the expenses create function. So if I was on the expenses create function, yeah, that's where I'm creating the response to return. We'll go back to it. Let's do finish, create, and read. So let's close this test, close that one. Go back over here. We were going to do create category. That was the other half of all of this. But the issue with create category is we have not read any of the categories yet. So if we create one, we won't know that we created it. So that was what this all started to be. And we could do that. Oh my goodness, dropping my phone. Okay, so here is what the expense view looks like. So if we click expenses, we get this. It just says expense view and nothing else happens. But we have set up the view model so that we have our network manager here, and then there is our network manager, because we need to be able to read all of the expenses first. And do we have any expenses? If we... Let me close that because we don't need it. So, okay, everything that's also running here, we could have run. Oh, hey, Anthony, thank you for the coffee. I appreciate it. See, oh, I did make that bigger now. Look at that. So now I can, like, clearly see it. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So if anybody buys me a coffee while I'm on stream, that's what the stream alert looks like, if anyone is wondering. But otherwise, if you don't want to do that, that's totally fine, but also you can just like the video. Okay, now, how do we want to do expenses? We need to read the expenses. That is the first thing. Let's do fetch expenses. Sorry, I forgot to add a message, but you want to stop by and say hi? You can't say, but we'll talk more in the new year as I continue your iOS journey. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for stopping by, and I appreciate it with buying me a coffee anyways. And that's okay. You can always... I don't know if you can add a comment after the fact, but yeah, if you had added a comment during Or when you did the buy me a coffee, it would have showed up on stream. But that's okay. Everything still showed up, so it's all good. But thank you. And yeah, for sure, we can always talk in the new year. I'm always on like all social media, so anybody can always chat with me there as well. So we need to have an expense view model, and we will have a list of expenses. And do we have an expense object? Have we created that? Models? We have not. We have account and we have categories. And now I'm gonna have to open the project that we just closed. Package.swift. Let's look at what the expense object looks like. Here it is, expense. And basically we are actually going to be hitting this endpoint, which is the fetch endpoint. It's the get endpoint actually. So expense has all of these things in it. I'm not sure if we'll be able to create this by the end of the stream. We'll see. Let's go. Okay, so expense has, let's just look at these one, here. So you could make a package that shares all the models between each of these. I didn't do that, but I could do that in the future. You can share all the models between your backend and the front end because everything's in Swift, which is super nice. So that you don't have to type this twice, but I didn't do that so far, so that's okay. But I could do that in the future. So we have an expense. It is, make this smaller. See, that's the smallest you can make an Xcode window, which I think is kind of funny. Let's just put it way over here for right now. So we have let ID is UUID. Category is a category. Let account, oops, is account. DS description is a string that is optional. Amount is an integer, let currency is a string, let date is a date, and that's it. Okay. We'll keep it open. You never know. Okay, so here's all the properties of an expense. So when we fetch expenses, we will have publish var expenses is an array of expense. And we'll create that. So then this will end up being, we have to use let this needs to be async. So we have we have network manager. And we want to call fetch. There we go. So this will return HTTP client.fetch. This needs to be async. Let URL is equal to URL from string. Force unwrap that for right now. This would say URL. And this will have a try async throws. And this has to have a wait. Build failed. Why did the build fail? Yes, because this doesn't know what this is. So this is where we do And I'm gonna put a question mark on this because I just want it to build. Oh. There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, value couldn't have. What value? Oh. And this throws, so we have to put the whole thing in a do catch block. And then we will print. Couldn't fetch expenses. Okay. Oh man. So everything is building, but it's not completely working yet. So then this would be self.expenses is equal to expenses, and I think we need to wrap this in a main actor. Or we could just do this try await fetch. Yeah, that's wrapped in a main actor. Yeah, so then this one. Yeah, let's just do expenses equal rather than making a whole new variable. And then this is at main actor. There we go. Okay, build, it should build. Cool. Now we need to make it actually fetch something. So when we fetch this, what is the URL? Let's go back to the settings one. The URL is that. So let's just place this one. The URL, instead of categories, it would be expenses that we haven't written. And then we do this way. Once I sneeze. Okay. I wanted to mute that. So we do expenses, and we did it this way so that it's all type safe, and I can't accidentally type expenses incorrectly like that. Did I spell it wrong the first time? Is that right? Okay. Word. Okay, we use HTTP client. Oh, that's the client if we have networking. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I think this can be private. Did I do that with the other one? It should be private, I think. I did not, but I think I can. Let's see. So this client, yeah, is private to the function, or to this class, because, yeah, if you saw right here, I was able to type network manager.http client. And yeah, we don't want it to be available because we don't want to call it from the view model. We want to call it inside the network manager itself. So that's why we have fetch expenses, and we call this function, which uses the client, and we don't call the client directly. Yeah. So we'll make that one private, close that, that's okay. Okay, so this should this should fetch the expenses, and then let's go ahead, use a unicorn, expenses, and let's print this to see. So we also need to go to expense view, dot on appear, and we will do view model dot fetch expenses. Why did that not come up? Oh, because it is async. No call. Does this, did I not put? Okay, yeah, this one doesn't throw. So we actually don't need to try. I like this song. I'm slowly building up all the songs that I actually like, so it'll be like a playlist of songs that I actually listen to and like. Okay, so we do this, let's run it. Okay, clear this. Tap expenses. Couldn't fetch expenses. Error decoding data. Oh no. So that would have happened actually in networking. And this error was thrown, so let's pause it right here. So I'm not printing this in the best way, but if we do run this in a different way, and if we use the do catch, we would get a better error out of it, but I'm not right now. Let's print http euro response.status code. Why did that not find it? You were able to find it. It was right there. URL response, come on. So can we say print data? Will it do that? PO data. Okay, PO. Try JSON decoder dot decode. Ooh, will this give us a type T, that self? I don't know if this will work. Data. Yeah, it doesn't know what T is. T is going to be an expense. There we go. Okay, so if we did a do catch and instead actually caught what the error was here, then this is what we would have found. Coding keys name. Okay, I can't find name. Do we not call it? Oh, we don't call it name, do we? So we tried to... Oh, where is name? Okay, we have ID, category ID. Oh, that's what it is. Category ID, account ID. No, we don't call them those though. Okay, we have ID, category, account, description, amount, currency, and date. What is it saying about name? Oh, is this something inside of something actually is what is happening here? Which hit endpoint are we hitting? We are hitting... Let me switch this real quick back to me. So you don't see what I'm doing, everything else I'm doing. Okay, so... What we just got back from... It should have looked like this. We have account ID. Where do we have name in this thing? So we have amount, account, category. Oh, I think I know what it is. This is actually... Okay, so I think this is what's failing. Is... Coding keys, name, no value associated with name. I think that's this one. because actually we are not getting back a category object. So right here, this says it's category, but it's actually not. It is just the ID, and it's related to categories, and that's how it had to show up here. So if it's an ID, I think this is actually a UUID, and this one is also a UUID. Because here, yeah, we do category ID, account ID. Okay, we capitalize that. So let's do that to be consistent. Category ID, description amount, currency date. Okay, I think that that is right now. Let's just hit continue. We get an error. Oh, whoops. Oh, hang on. I changed the code, so I have to rerun the project. Okay, now expenses. No, error decoding. Okay, run it again. PO try JSON decoder dot decode. Expense dot self data. Oh no, I think we have to call it a category. Oh yeah, because the object that we get back is this, which is a category. Oh no, I think the object we get back actually has an object inside of it, so we are actually getting back a category object that has a property of ID. Is actually what this is, not something just called category ID. Ooh, I don't know how I don't like that, but that's how I coded it. Why did I do that? What is doing that? Expense controller fetch expense is then this. That just must be how these use these parents. How they do the relationship. Okay, let's make this struct ID. Because it's getting back some object with an ID property. So if we call this ID, I don't know, I don't like this. So inside of it, we would have let ID, and this was a UUID. Actually, I think it's a string. So this would get back ID. This would be ID. This has to also be codable. I don't like this. But let's see if it works first. Okay, here we go. Ah, error decoding data. Why is this so hard? I was the one who coded this. This should have been easy, the easy part of this. Okay, here we go. Print this again. Okay, decode and expense. Yeah, networking, this should be an expense object. Yeah. Okay. Oh, type mismatch. What is type mismatching? Expected to decode double, but found string / data instead for date. Ooh. Oh shoot, I hate dates. I literally, dates are awful. This is actually a string. Let's rerun this one again. Not put the breakpoint there. Let's... There we go! It worked! Okay. That should have been easier. So that is where I want to make my stream better and have a sound effect. Click the play button that has like people clapping or something, because it finally worked. Okay, so we were able to get back our expenses finally. And okay, I don't like this. What do I want to call it? I don't want to call it an ID. We'll just call it identifier. Did I spell that right? Oh gosh, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I spelled that correctly. Yay, clapping. Yes. Thank you. This was that was slightly difficult. So we have this working. Let's put this in a list. Did I make a list? I don't know. Dot expenses. Okay, what do we want to print? So we have expense conform to identifiable. Okay. Does it have to conform to hashable as well? I'm not sure. Okay, so inside of expense, we have let's just print the amount, because that's the easiest one. Because if you look at this has ID properties to category and description, but there is a way for us to get back. So we're just returning expense, which has like the ID properties for category and account, but not the actual names of which ones that belongs to. So so then we would have to go back again and fetch something else for that. Fetch the actual properties for the name of that. And we will get there. We have account, and let's amount, and print. Let's put this on a VStack. We're just gonna show the currency. Actually, on all of these, it's gonna be the same thing, but that's fine. Let's just show the amount. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so we are getting back 90,000, 100, 2,000, 6,000. Do I have Postman stuff? Yeah, we have 9,000, 100, 2,000, 6,000. Do I have 200? Hang on. Amount? It's 9,000. Oh yeah, 100. Yeah, there we go. 2,000 and 6,000. Okay, let's do that, and actually let's print the date. Date. So there we go. We are properly looking at fetching expenses. There we go. Looks beautiful. Okay, so let's go here. Let's get rid of this print statement. Oh no. Get rid of just the print statement. And when would we want to create an expense? I think we wanted to create it. Where did I put that? Where's my sketch? Hang on. I'm looking up the sketch file that I had for all of this, and I don't want to show all of my files on my computer. So over here we go. We have expenses. So right now we're just listing them, because we didn't even do that when we actually sketched it out initially. So this would technically, it might like go below the graph or something like that. because we're not going to do the graph. Not today, at least. So we have this. And then we wanted to do a plus on this. So yeah, let's just make a toolbar item to have a plus in the top right here. Yeah. And then we add all the form parts of this. So if we stop this, let's also run this on an iPad to see what this looks like. So if we run this here, go to expenses, and there we go. We see this. Income shows us nothing, settings shows us that, which is beautiful. Okay, so let's add a toolbar item. What is giving us? Oh, we looked at this error. It's something with the collection view. I don't remember if we solved it. Okay, so do git add. There we go, fetch expenses. Okay. Hi, you're new. As you're developing on SwiftUI. Yes, I am using SwiftUI for this project. This is a multi-platform application, so I'm technically developing right now for iOS and iPadOS, so iPhone, iPad. But later, it could also turn into a macOS app, but I have not tested that yet. And I haven't done macOS development, so this is going to be iOS and iPadOS only at the moment. Let's do... the create, that's what we're doing. Let's add a toolbar. Toolbar item. Placement, what is this? Trailing. And we will make a button with a label. And the label is an image, system name. Is it plus.square, I think is what we use? Yeah, it's a plus.square. And let's do tap. Hey, Jay says welcome. Yes, welcome. Thank you for joining my stream. Anon, I believe you've joined before. I remember your username, Anon. For anonymous. Is it short for anonymous, or is it short for your actual name? Okay. I'm gonna go back to iPhones because I like testing on iPhones instead. Okay, we did that. So we added our button. Now we need to show a screen. Did I do on the other one? Where's the settings view? Oh, it's in the views folder. That would make sense. Okay, we did make a state property outside of... What was the reason for that? We made this state outside of the view model. I think I've had issues before when I tried to put the boolean inside of a view model, and it like doesn't work. Let's try it, but I've had issues with it in the past, I want to say. Publish var is showing new expense view is equal to false. So if we have a toolbar item, we also need a dot sheet. View model dot ish. Oh no. Showing. Ooh, not this one. I just wanted the dot sheet is presented. So view model is showing. Let's just make it text, new expense. And when we click on the button, this would be view model dot is showing dot toggle. Let's see. I think I've had issues with this in the past, but nope, that looks like it works to me. Okay, cool. That's what we'll do. Okay, so let's just add that. Let's commit it. Show new expense sheet. Okay, so let's make a new view where we are inside of views. Let's close utilities, close settings, even though we have settings open. There. Okay, so expense view. Let's make a new SwiftUI view. So this one will be new expense view, or what do you do in your apps? I've had this, when you make a lot of CRUD apps, creating something new and editing something, looks the same. So do you use two different views for new and edit, or like add and edit, or do you use the same view with one property that says, are you in the middle of adding a new one, or are you in the middle of editing one? Which way do you do that? Because I've done it usually with one view that does two things, but that's kind of can get confusing, and if it gets more complicated, that's harder. New expense view. So I'll do this one for right now, but which one do you do? Oh, jeez. You do same view with a new property. Yeah, that's what I've done in the past too, but I go back and forth on doing that or separating them. You pass either an empty object or the partially filled in object. Yeah. And I've done that a lot in the past too. But then I always call, like, what do you call the view? Because I have a project, I call it like add edit view. But I don't know. Because then you have to have a lot of optionals within like toolbar items and stuff of if this is the new one or if it is the editing version or property of that view, and then do something else for like everything. So I go back and forth on it. Create edit, yeah. That's basically what mine looks like, but I don't know if I like that. Did I do it for this one? Views, settings view, create. Okay, so I'm just doing a single create. So, okay, we also called the other one create. Ugh, I hate words. So I've used create category account view, so this one should technically be called create expense view. But in a different project, I call everything add. Instead, let's do it, let's rename it to create to be consistent with everything else. So instead of new, it is create expense view. You like create more than, yeah, create feels better than the word add. So this one is showing new expense view. This would be create expense view. Oh no, we have to change the here. Oh wait, is showing. Oh my gosh, what happened? Okay, is showing. There, is showing create expense view. You could also use build, which can mean create or edit. Ooh, build. It could. I don't know. I have never used the word build in this context. Because when I think of build, that makes me start thinking of the builder pattern, which I actually don't even know that well. But I know it's a thing. It's a kind of pattern for like creating objects and things. Build is overloaded that though. Yeah, build has a lot of word. Build is a big word. Okay, we did create. Okay, we have is showing create expense view. So everything works. Yeah. Okay, how did I do this one? Did I use a form? I think I used a form. I did not use a form. Okay. Oh yeah, because there's not that many properties in this one. So we have 9 minutes of when I usually stream, but this is probably gonna take a little bit longer because I want to actually finish this. Okay, so let's look up a SwiftUI form. Because forms are easy in SwiftUI, which is super nice. Let's go to the docs. Okay. We just have sections of things and all of that. So we don't need a section. Oh, and it shows us the macOS version. That's cool. I think we can just do a bunch of text fields is all we're needing. Text field. Title text. Okay. At state private var. What is an expense? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's put it next to here so we can quickly, relatively quickly make this. Okay, so we have, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to, I will have to connect these. Oh. This is gonna take more logic than I thought it was gonna take. Because we want them to select a category and select an account, which means we have to also then fetch that information to fill in here. That is gonna take a hot second to do. Should I stop here then? I think I might. So, okay, we'll stop here. We are reading categories, so that is good. We need to still present them nicely, but we are reading them. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave this back to a text. Create. That for right now. We build this. Okay, we are succeeding. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do, is we will leave the rest of this to next stream, which at the moment I don't know when the next stream is going to be, looking at my calendar. Because, you know, I will see you all next year. But, I think I will be able to stream next week. That's the goal, is I'll try to stream next week. I'm not 100% sure. And then I am going to a conference, so I won't be able to stream the week after that, and I'm not sure then the week I get back from the conference whether or not I can stream, because my plans are about to change, so we will see what ends up happening. But that's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead, commit this. Is this create expense view? Yeah, git add. Expense view, push that. Okay, so that is there, that's there, that. Okay, so that is going to be it for this stream at the moment, is that, oh, that volume is really low, is what we did was we wrote some unit tests, kind of. We wrote an okay test, I would say. It's not the best test, and I don't know if it's full-on testing anything, but we were trying to write a test for create successful categories. Or creating categories, basically. We modified our code a little bit to handle networking a little bit better. So if we get back a 200 or 201, that's like successful. So if anything, if this function throws, basically, that means it didn't work. And then we finally did the last part of going to here, clicking on expense, properly fetching expenses, not doing anything else with them, because at the moment we would have to go back and actually fetch more information, like the category in the account, to really show like everything. And right now we only have the ID property. So because of that, we have to fetch stuff again, which means we could change what it looks like on the back end. But then we click the plus button, and the next thing we will do is do creating an expense. So I have that written in linear right here. But that is basically what we did today. I don't know, I feel relatively productive. I feel still kind of tired, so maybe it's just me. But yeah, that was the stream. So I appreciate everybody for joining. Thank you to Anthony for buying me a coffee. But that'll be it for this stream, and I will see everybody next year. So bye. Have a good rest of your day.